This is about Sanatana Dharma and its definition, something that we get from the Garuda Purāṇa. And these are the things that we might find very naturally in the world, people using them in every religion or even in general also. But then they have a different meaning. They have very deep meaning in when it comes in the context of Sanatana Dharma. We'll see how they go in. So the definition or the sutra that Bhagavān Brahmā gives is this. This has been taken from Garuḍa Mahāpurāṇa, and it goes like this: Satyam dharmaḥ tapaḥ śaucaṁ santoṣaśca kṣamārjavam Jñānaṁ śamo Dayā Dānam. These are the 11 principles that are being said to be Sanātanaḥ. These are the dharmas that are Sanātana. This is what is the essence or the very definition of Sanātana Dharma. Now, what this means and what all these each of these principles mean, we will try to understand. In general, you will find Satyam, truth or honesty, or even Śaucam, cleanliness, or all these things to be very naturally present in the world. People use them irrespective of what religion people belong to. All the humans kind of agree to these basic principles. But how are these connected to the Sanatana Dharma? Why are these things are Sanatana? Sanatana means eternal. Why are these things eternal? We'll try to understand. Okay. Satyam, the first principle, Satyam. Satyam and Ritam are like twins. These two are, they both are born together. What are these things? We'll see how in the Aghamarshana Suktam from Rigveda. This is where we get the instance where they talk about the birth of Satyam and Ritam. It goes like this: Ritam cha Satyam chabhidhat tapaso dhyajayata tato ratri ajayata tatah samudro arnavaha. Like this. So first they say from tapas Rita and Satya were born. From that arose the night and then the vast cosmic ocean. And they go on to say that from that we got waters, fire, all the creation. From there only it comes. So in Sanatana Dharma, the creation, it starts with these two things. One is Satyam and Ritam. So what is Satyam and Ritam? From the image you can see Satyam is like that Daya, the light, which is constant, which is permanent, which is always there, irrespective of whether things are present or not. It is present in the past, in the present, and in the future. It will always be there. That is Satyam. Satyam represents the Parabrahma, the eternal thing. And Ritam is like the light that travels from the Diya. You see, when Diya, when we light a lamp or something, the lamp stays there only, but its light travels from that place all across, right? So how that light travels, the principle on which that light travels is Ritam. Ritam is like the natural cyclical order of the cosmos. So these two are like twins. They are both born together, and we will understand how these things come into play. We don't see rhythm being used in our day-to-day life. We don't really feel it, right? How can we understand rhythm? So even when we talk about Satyam, you all know this line from Mundakopanishad, which says Satyameva Jayate, which is like our national quote. But there's something else to that, which says Satyameva Jayate Nanratam. This forms the complete thing. So Why is it, why is it said as nan-ritam? Here it is saying na anritam. Satyam is the one that wins, not that is anritam, not that which violates the rita. So Satyam and Ritam are taken as parallels. Like I said, Satyam is the light, Satyam is the Diya, and Ritam is the light that travels across. So Satyam is the Parabrahma, which is eternal, and then Ritam is the creation. From Parabrahma, all the creation, all that comes into existence, that is the Ritam. So that's where the Satyam becomes the eternal principles. So where do we see it? What aspects of Sanatana Dharma that fall into the Satyam aspect? Devatas, Devatas, all the Devatas, whatever form you take, they all represent the very Parabrahma, which is the form of Satyam only. So whatever form you take, whatever form you achieve, Satyam is something, once you achieve that, you will not be requiring anything else. That is the state of moksha. So Devatas are the aspect of Satyam. Atmanubhuti, when someone achieves Atma or the knowledge of the self, that is also uh, that is also a state where you will not be requiring anything else. That is also falls under Satyam. Again, Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. When these things are achieved, let's keep Moksha aside. Even if we take Dharma, Artha, and Kama, these three also, when a person achieves these three things, these three are together called as Trivargas. When a person achieves these three things in their life, then also that person achieves Satyam. It's not only through the devatas, it is also through the purusharthas one achieves there. So that also becomes a aspect of Satyam. Chit Shakti, this comes in the aspects of yoga, and also the yoga that is specifically focused on Kundalini and other aspects. Chit Shakti is the energy that makes us aware of things, that brings consciousness into the dead matter. Without chit shakti, people are like just as equal as a dead matter, normal jada. With chit shakti only, people get chetana, or the awareness of the world, consciousness, all the energy. It's all in the chit shakti. That is rooted in Mooladhara. So when people achieve that chit shakti, the awareness of the chit shakti and control over it, that's also like achieving satyam. Another aspect is anandam. Anandam is happiness, but happiness, when someone establishes themselves in the ananda state and remains there, and it is not disturbed. Like it's not like usually we see that sukham and dukkham, they follow each other. Once there will be sukham for a while, and then there will be dukkham for a while. But here when we say anandam, that means forever established in the state of anandam, sukha. There is no dukkha thereafter. So that state is also the state of satyam. So these all things come in, and this is achieved. We saw that, from diya light is coming out. If we want to reach the diya, we should follow the light. When we follow the light, we reach to the source of the light. Similarly, how do we achieve these aspects of satyam? We achieve them through ritam. Ritam is like the light that is taking us to the source of this diya. So what aspects of our daily life, what all things that we follow which fall under ritam is, one is bhakti. Through bhakti, one can achieve devatas, which is an aspect of satyam that falls into the aspect of ritam. Tapas, through tapas, one can achieve atmanubhuti. That is, so ritam is like the action part, and Satyam is like the stable part. Then through karma, one can achieve Purusharthas. So that is the Rita aspect of Purusharthas. Then we have Yoga. Through Yoga is the rhythm aspect of Chit Shakti. Through yoga, one can achieve the awareness and control of Chit Shakti, not control, awareness of Chit Shakti. And through Vairagyam, one can achieve Ananda. So this is like the light, and this is like the. Now you can see my screen, right? Yeah, okay. So Satyam, importance of Satyam, and can we achieve through Satyam? We take out all the other aspects like the uh, like this bhakti, tapas, karma, yoga, vairagya. All these things are the aspects of Rita. But can we achieve Satyam through Satyam? Yes, we can achieve Satyam through Satyam. And that is explained beautifully in the Mahanirvana Tantra. This is how Lord Shiva puts it. Prakatetra kalau devi sarve dharmascha durbalaha स्थास्यत्य एकं सत्यमात्रं तस्मात् satyamayo bhavet. So here Lord Shiva is talking about the qualities of Kali Yuga and all the difficulties that people will face in the Kali Yuga, and then he's saying in this age of Kali all dharmas will appear but in a weakened state. There will be other dharmas also, but they will be in a weakened state. They won't be that strong. But only truth is the one thing that stands firm. That is the only thing that is strong in the times of Kali Yuga. So therefore one should become an embodiment of truth. By saying that, Lord Shiva is saying one should follow truth. Like even if one cannot follow all the other aspects of Rita, one can follow truth itself. Satya. People can make Satyam as their own lifestyle. Further explaining the importance of truth, it is also said that when Satya dharme samashritya yat karma kurute naraha tadeva saphalam karma satyam janihi suvrate. Also, when someone establishes themselves in the truth and then performs their activities, whatever actions, they will attain success in that. That's what, when a person performs action while rooted in dharma of truth, when someone establishes themselves in the truth and that action will become fruitful, that is the only action that will become fruitful. So truth is the essence. That's what Lord Shiva is saying. And further, how this fruitfulness comes in, why actions rooted in satya become fruitful, is because from satyam, when someone is, let's say you are working with a team, and you find you have a teammate who will do whatever they say. If someone says, okay, I'll finish this work by 6 p.m. today, and then they keep that promise, they say, they do that thing, they continue to do, like, keep their promises, that builds trust. With trust you will be able to successfully collaborate with the people. If you have people who are established in satyam, that is truth, honesty, then you can trust them. When you can trust such people, you can collaborate with them. So we see this in the modern companies which are successful. If you see Apple or something, the level of quality they bring in and the security, all these things, that is the, they have said something. They have said, we deliver a quality product, and they have kept that promise. That is the, that is being established in truth, satyam. That brings trust. People trust those companies. People blindly buy those products because they have proven themselves. So that makes it possible for collaboration. With collaboration, we can progress. And from progress, when we are happy, when we are successful, that brings ananda, which is happiness. When this ananda is held, after ananda, you are not getting dukkha again. When that ananda state is being held for a long time, that is the state of mukti. And that is what, reaching the Satyam, that source of this light, the Diya. So that's about Satyam. And what happens if someone is not established in Satyam and then performing all activities or doing all the things? What happens? And what is the level of importance of Satyam in the age of Kali Yuga? Again, Lord Shiva only gives it very beautifully. Nahi satyat paro dharmo napapam anritat param tasmat sarvatmana martyah satyamekam samashrayet. So in this age, in whatever age, it is said that there is no dharma higher than truth and no sin greater than anrita. Anrita, we saw that anrita, right? The word rita. Rita means natural, cosmic cyclical order. In the world, things follow certain order. You see things having a particular property, like the sun. Every day sun rises and sets, or we get cycles of seasons. 6 seasons, they one after other they follow, and then they repeat again. In world, if you see, there is repetition of things coming to existence. They stay for some time, and then they dissolve or they end. This cycle of creation, sustenance, and dissolution, this happens at every level, even whether it is for living beings or for matter. Everything is going through this cycle. This cycle is rita. This cycle is, is it follows rita. That's why this cycle happens. Something that violates rita, like something like, let's say, when we go against rita, like when we go against the natural cycles of nature, then we are like kind of violating rita. Like ideally, we should be following the cycles of sun, moon, all the nature. Like it's violating rita is like eating mangoes on a winter, during a winter time, or trying to grow mangoes during winter. Usually mangoes grow during summers, right? That is rita. That is natural order. But if people try to grow mangoes on a winter time and try to eat them, that is like violating rita. When people violate rita, that is the thing that brings problems. That's what Shiva is trying to say here. One is, there is no higher dharma higher than truth, satya, and no sin greater than anrita, no sin greater than violating rita. Therefore, a mortal, someone who has death, with their entire being, with their all the energy and all effort, take refuge in truth alone. So that's the importance of Satyam, and that's and the possibility of Satyam giving fruitful results, and also the problems coming with Rita, like not following the Rita. Now, how do we understand this Rita thing? We don't know Rita. We cannot see Rita directly. Also, we cannot uh, see Satyam also, the source of all these things. We cannot see that also. But how do we know all these things? That we know through Rishi. Rishi is someone through their intense tapas, and consider Rishi to be someone who is uh, highly intelligent. Like we have different levels of intelligence in the world. There is a intelligence where we can understand words, languages, sentences. There is a level of intelligence where we can understand the laws of physics, chemistry, or mathematics, analytical skills, and all. There is a level of intelligence where we can understand larger society, how things work in the world. uh, this way there is different levels of, there is a level of intelligence where people understand even the cosmos, the laws of cosmos, space and all this is a different levels of intelligence. The intelligence level of a rishi is where it's like where rishi can understand everything in the creation. That is because they understand rita, they can catch rita, and they will be able to understand everything in the world. It is like one who can think for everyone. A family person, take a family person, a normal family person, he can think for his own family. He can calculate the expenses and things needed for the family sustenance. Someone who is like a MLA or someone, he can think for their own constituency. He can uh, think for what is the requirement of the constituency and all. For someone like a chief minister, they can think for a state. For a prime minister can think for a country. This way, when you see rishi is someone who can think for everything in the world, not just humans, but for all the living beings and also for the sustenance of the very earth itself. But how does the rishi communicate rita to people? That is through dharma. This rita only is communicated as dharma. It is being presented to us as dharma. Follow this, follow that. There is two things, vidhi and nisheda. One that you should be following and one that you should be avoiding. These are the aspects that rishi presents to us. The essence of Veda is giving us the vidhi and nisheda, what should be followed and what should not be followed. So that is all dharma that is coming from rishi. When it comes from rishi, then only it becomes dharma. It's not like anyone can say this is dharma, let's follow this. No, it is only someone who can understand, who has the knowledge of rita, they can only present dharma. So we get this dharma from rishi. But what is this dharma thing? Dharma is that which sustains. Why is rishi telling all these things to us, like whatever rita he learned about? Why that person is putting it as dharma and presenting it to us? It is to sustain who? One is sustain the matter itself. For a matter, for something that is dead, dharma is like a property, it is like a fixed thing. uh, like for metals it is hardness, or for something like cotton it is softness. There are different aspects of matter, different properties to it. It is their dharma. For water, its ability to flow, or even to clear the thirst of people, or to clean, all these things, there are different properties of matter. For a matter, dharma is like a property, that's something that is very fixed. For other beings except human, dharma is like it's a mix of property, because one is all beings are made up of matter itself, and then there is a awareness, some level of consciousness. That is why they are all trying to survive. So for other beings except human, dharma is survival centric. Their actions are based on survival, like whether this act helps me in survival. Like they're all worried about food, reproduction, protecting themselves, all these things. But for humans, it's something more. For humans, there is a property thing, something like something that we inherently get. Like someone will be strong, someone will be weak. Uh, all the properties of matter, whatever matter we are made up of, that those qualities will be there. Another thing is survival. We are also looking for survival, the aspects of survival. Our activities are rooted in surviving our own self, our family, and even the larger society. We all trying to protect it, trying to populate and continue our generations. We are also trying to, you know, fulfill our needs. like basic needs like food, shelter, all these things. There is that survival aspect also, and something more is there for humans, which is moksha. Even all these things, the survival aspects, all these things are there. And there is one more thing called as moksha. We can try for moksha when we perform activities. We can, avoid certain things and then focus on moksha. We have that choice. We have that growth of uh, our brain has developed to a state where we can make choices. We can actively avoid doing certain things or actively follow certain things. We can do all that. We have that choice even if it does not support for a survival. Let's say a person is hungry and they can do fasting. If it is an animal, if it gets hungry, it will just eat. But for a human, they can make a choice. They'll be like, okay, I'll not eat even though I'm hungry. That kind of thing is there. That choice is there. That is because like that can be used, and that is directed towards moksha. So when dharma is being stated for humans, all the dharma, even though it is told for survival, it is also, it also helps in achieving moksha. That's what dharma for humans, that which sustains. So by following dharma, we can, what is the aspect of dharma? Dharma is that which sustains, right? What is the thing that sustains us, or even the world, or all the aspects of the universe, or everything that we take? That the sustaining aspect of the world is Vishnu. So that's where in dharma Vishnu comes in. Even you will see this famous line, yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham. Whenever there is a glani to uh, dharma, and when there is a abhyuthana, abhyudayam of adharma, Vishnu comes in. Vishnu creates himself, tadatmanam sujamyaham, creates himself and comes into the world, takes some form to protect the world. So that is the aspect of dharma. So by following Vishnu, there is another aspect of Vishnu. Vishnu is sustainer. Why is Vishnu sustainer? Because uh, Vishnu is like all pervading. The very meaning of Vishnu is this. Uh, there's one prayer which we can, from which we can learn about Vishnu, which is Bhavishnustvam Sahishnustvam Bhrajišnurjishnurev cha Prithivim Antariksham Tvam Parvataranyameva cha. This is one of the aspects of Vishnu. There's a lot. This is from Sahasranamas, from Narasimha Sahasranama, where it is explained like this. In Narasimha form only, we will get to see Vishnu as all pervading. Like till then, people have seen Vishnu to be in forms of person, or in forms of animal, or all other aspects. But in when he comes in the form of Narasimha, there he comes from a stambha, a pillar, which is like a matter. It's not even a living thing. A pillar is not even a living thing. At that moment when Vishnu has to come, he spreads all over. Like he's when Hiranyakashipu is about to point his finger, he goes everywhere. He wants to prove the word of bhakta, and he wants to also establish dharma. So that's when this thing comes in. You are the one who will ever exist. Bhavishnu, something. Vishnu is something that is all existing. You are the one who endures all. Sahishnu. You are the radiant one. Bhrajishnu. And indeed the victorious one. Jishnu. You are earth, the atmosphere, the mountains, and the forest too. Like this, Vishnu is being explained to be everything, or everywhere. Vishnu is that aspect of universe which is all over, the all spread all over. So by following Vishnu, we can sustain ourselves. This is where that aspect of Devatas or Vishnu comes in when we talk about Dharma. So Vishnu is an aspect of Sattva. Vishnu represents Sattva. Uh, Among Trimurtis, Vishnu, Brahma and Shiva, Vishnu represents Sattva. That's why he is the sustaining aspect of the Devatas. And Brahma represents Rajas. From Rajas only all ambition, creation and all comes in. Rajas. And Lord Shiva represents Tamas. Tamas is the state where he dissolution, where he can uh, absorb, take the world back into the state where it does not exist, like cease the existence for some time. So that is the aspect of Shiva. So by following Vishnu, we achieve sattva, and sattva helps us sustain. And this sattva aspect, this achieving this sattva aspect is itself tapas. And that brings us to the next aspect of these 11 principles, which is tapas. Third principle, tapa. Tapa means to heat. Literal meaning is to heat, to burn, to shine, to undergo self discipline. Tapa, you will see people like Vishwamitra. He wants to become a Brahmarshi, and he does this intense tapas for thousands of years. So where he's putting himself into self discipline, like where he has, there's one time where he has to deal with anger, uh, and one time where he has to deal with lust. He wins all over them. He does that, what we call as self disciplining, that self control he brings into himself. That all that process, it is all tapas. Tapas is to heat, to burn, to shine, to undergo self. But these things we also do in our own life when we have to, let's say, a parent, a parent when they have to feed their own family, like doing a job or doing work and all these things, they are putting themselves into certain discipline. We see in our own homes also, like our mothers, they don't rest even though they are not doing well, they continue to do the work. That is a form of tapas, self disciplining. Even when a person who's working, a working person also, when there is a need of requirement of money or something, even in general also, like going to a job from 9 to 5, working hard to fulfill the needs of the home, all this is an aspect of tapas. By doing all this, you are undergoing a process of self discipline only. It's not only when you sit in front of a devata and do japa or something, that not just that is tapas. Even this activity, very participation of life, very participation in life, participating in life and fulfilling your own duties, all that comes under tapas. That's why it is one of the eternal principles of Sanatana Dharma. So how do we do this? All the tapas, it is through karma, right? This is where in tapa, the aspect of karma comes in. All the activities that we do, it's all the aspects of karma. There are three ways we do this karma. One is manasika, vachika, and kaika. We do karma through manas. We do karma through words, vachika. We do karma through kaika. So this is being explained as tapas even in Bhagavad Gita. One aspect, we'll see each of them. First is manasika. So this is how it is. Manah prasada saumyatvam maunam atma vigraha bhava samshuddhir ityetat tapo manasam uchyate. All this is called as manasika tapas. What all these things? One is serenity of mind, gentleness, silence, maunam, self-restraint, and purity of heart. While participating in life, while doing whatever activities we do, when someone follows these things and do the work, all the things, then it will be the tapas of manas. Then vachika, tapas through words. Anudvega karam vakyam, satyam, priyahitam chayat, swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vāṅmayam tapa uchyate. So here, speech that does not agitate others. Agitate means to scare, to create some kind of discomfort, uh, sense of fear, all these things, something that does not, something like hurting others, all these things. So when someone, while doing whatever activities we do, when someone acts in a way that does not agitate others, I mean speaks in a way that does not agitate others, someone who speaks truth, is truthful and also gentle and also beneficial. Sometimes truth can be harsh, so it is said that that kind of truth can be held back. You don't need to say, be that harsh, present that kind of truth. You can be gentle, you can be kind to the person, and beneficial, truth that is beneficial, and along with regular recitation of sacred texts. Swadhyaya is to uh, just reading the Vedas or whatever scriptures uh, you see, all the scriptures that come from the rishis, all those things. Just learning also is considered to be a vachika tapas. So all these aspects come under the vachika tapas that is done through words, I mean through mouth. And kaika, something physical that you can do is Deva Dvija Guru Pragna Pujanam Śaucam Arjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsa cha Shariram Tapa Uchyate. All these things, they are all called as Sharira Tapa or Kaika Tapas. One is reverence towards the Devas. Reverence, it's not even saying all the activities or so many things, just reverence. There should be reverence to the Devatas are something that run the universe, kind like we saw that there is dharma for even the matter, right? We saw that for a fire, the dharma of fire is to burn. For water, the dharma of water is to clean or to flow, all these things. There are different aspects of these elements, how they are, like this dharma is rooted or being uh, something that is guided by the devatas which are acting behind. Fire is able to burn because it is having the agni tattva. Agni devata is someone who is making the fire burn. So that's how we should see. Devata is the shakti that runs the uh, all the elements that we see. So there should be that reverence. Dvijas, the twice born. Dvijas are uh, someone who, after going through the what we say, Gurukula, all the knowledge they have gained, and then they are, they will be called as a Dvija once they go through all the Vidyas, when they are being initiated into Grihastha ashrama, or when they are uh, sent out of the Gurukula to perform, to participate in life. That's when they will be based on their knowledge and action, knowledge and their own nature. they will be born again. They'll be made to like kind of after going through all the education, when you participate in life, you take a new life. It's like that. So that is, being dvija and having that reverence for even teachers, gurus, and the wise people. Also following Śaucam, Arjamam, we will discuss them again deeply. Cleanliness, simplicity, brahmacharyam, celibacy, and non-violence. All these things are the tapas of kaya, sharira. So we go through these things. One another aspect I said, right? It's tapas is not just like going into some forest or Himalayas and sitting in there and doing all that. Tapas is the very participation of life in a way that it does not hurt, it does not cause trouble to the rita, the natural cyclical order, and that is very beautifully, made into our, brought into our lives by the rishis through these ashrama dharmas. One is brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. All these things, they're all coming from rishi. We saw that, right? Rishi is someone who understands rita and presents dharma. Yeah. So by participating in life, by going through life, one comes out of life uh, to the state of sannyasa, or what we call as vairagyam, where you no longer have any more craving for achieving or craving for the world. You want this thing, want that thing. There's the state where you don't have desires. So that is tapas. Tapas is to very participation of life, participating in life in a way that it follows dharma and rita. So from this to do this tapa, the karma, we need something called as arogyam, right? Health. Without health, you cannot participate in life. You cannot be an active participant in life. You cannot perform all the uh, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, all the activities in these things. So how do we get arogyam? Is through shaucham. Shaucham is the very what we say core aspect of arogyam. Through shaucham, if people follow shaucham, a lot of health issues will be solved. Then they'll be able to participate in life very smoothly. So Śaucam is our next principle of the 11 principles of Sanatana Dharma. So Śaucam is one of the four legs of Dharma. Dharma, if Nandi represents Dharma, and four legs represents four aspects of Dharma, one of which is Śaucam. And other three are Satyam, Tapas, Daya. We have seen Satyam and Tapa. We'll see Daya also. So that is the importance of Śaucam. Śaucam is an aspect that is very deeply and closely related to Varuna. Varuna is the Devata that is that runs, kind of controls, governs the uh, jalas, waters. There's a prayer also. This is from Aghamarshana Suktam, which is means a suktam that clears one's of sins, whatever papa they have done. The prayer goes like this: Tanno Varuno Raja Panina Hyavamarsatu Soham Apapo Virajo Nirmukto Muktabhilashaha Mukta Kilbishaha. Tanno Varuno Raja Panina Hyavamarshatu Soham Apapo Virajo Nirmukto Mukta Kilbishaha. Making Varuna cleanse me with his own hand, then may I become sinless, free of taint, liberated, and free from guilt. water is something very important in Śaucam. I think we all know this very naturally. And in Sanatana Dharma, only in the entire world, Śaucam is being very strictly followed and have very a lot of importance. We can see this. So even when we have to perform certain activity, when anything that is important, it is advised to do an achamanam. Even to the food, everything that we submit to the devatas, we do achamanam and then to give them. So that is there. There's also certain prayers after performing all the achamanam. This is being said. So once you do the purification of your own self, like the body and all, through snana, all these things, even after that, you say it out. You tell your own mind that I'm purified now through manasa, karmana, and vacha. Sarva shuddhim apnayat. I have attained that purity, and now I'm entering into an activity where I'll be it puja or even be it participating in life, doing all the activities of life. Even there also, this shaucham is very important, and shaucham is not just of physical, it's also of manas and also of vachana. There's also a prayer which comes in this shaucham activity only. I'll just read out the prayer. We'll see what is the level of shaucham being followed. Om Shuddham 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 Mana Shuddham Karma Shuddham Vachana Shuddham. We saw Mana, Karma, Vachana. And even going further, Gauri Shuddham, Ganga Shuddham, Rama Shuddham, Brahmi Shuddham, Tushti Shuddham, Pushti Shuddham, Ishvara Shuddham, Guru Shuddham, Yagnanala Shuddham, Mana Shuddham, Karma Shuddham, Vachana Shuddham, Shuddham Shuddham, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Doing all the achamanas. So this is the level of purity. Even after doing whatever physically performing all the activities that brings uh, shaucham, mentally also it is being said again and again. It is being reiterated, saying that everything is pure. So we saw that the world is a very expression of Parabrahma, right? Satyam is the Daya, the light, the Daya of Satyam is traveling all across the world like light waves through Ritam, and that is what being coming into existence as creation. So the world itself is pure. Naturally, it is pure. Even though we see a lot of impurities and all these things, even though we see all of them, it is naturally pure. That's why all this is being said. Everything is pure. The Shuddham, Shaucham is external and internal. Here only we can see all that. And each of these external cleanliness and internal cleanliness, they inspire each other. It's not like people often kind of ignore external cleanliness and say, I'm pure inside. That does not work. S- Also, when people say, okay, I've kept external cleanliness, internally I'm not pure, then that also does not work. These two things go together. Both should be there. There should be external cleanliness which will inspire internal cleanliness. Even though people have trouble in maintaining the internal cleanliness, when people follow external cleanliness, that external cleanliness will automatically inspire internal cleanliness. Like let's say you enter a place like how you we all, if you see airports, how clean they are. Airports are super clean, but railway stations and bus stops, they are not so clean. Why? Because in airports that cleanliness is maintained throughout, that care has been taken, but in railway stations and bus stops, people just throw, like if you enter a very dirty room like a railway station or bus stop, you won't hesitate to throw dust on the platform just like that. You'll just go ahead. Okay, let me do this. It's okay. But if you go to airport, you won't throw dust or any kachara just like that anywhere. You will find the dustbin and you'll throw it there. That's because that external cleanliness has inspired you to be clean, right? That's why it's important to have that external cleanliness. These two go hand in hand, like together. So that is one of the principles of Sanatana Dharma. From Śaucam, what you will get is Lakshmi. In Lakshmi Tantra, it is specifically said that so Indra asks about different places. Where is Lakshmi? Where does Lakshmi stay? So it is said that places which are clean, that is the place where Lakshmi stays. Even we see in during the times of Diwali when there is Lakshmi Puja, we does a lot of cleaning activities, right? And then we invite Lakshmi into our homes. So Lakshmi, so from Shaucham we achieve what we call as Lakshmi. It is both wealth, material wealth, and also inner wealth also. And with Lakshmi, we we automatically get santosha, happiness. So Shaucham follows. Shaucham invites Lakshmi. We bring Lakshmi into life, and then from Lakshmi we achieve what we call as santosha. Santosha, being happy, is another principle of Sanatana Dharma. So where is this Santosha coming in? Lakshmi is something wealth. You may achieve certain amount of wealth, but you won't be happy. You will still want more. So Santosha is rooted in something called as Santrupti. Having that, you say that I have done my work, I have achieved whatever I deserve. It is called as Daivam. So whatever you results you get, the karma phala or whatever results you get, it is Daivam, something that is being given by uh, Devatas itself. Seeing your all the calculations has been done, what is the deserving amount for this person, and you accept it. Having that acceptance that okay, whatever I have achieved or whatever I have is enough, being happy with that, having that trupti, santrupti, that's what brings the santosha aspect. How why that santrupti comes in? Because Lakshmi is a result of karma phalam, right? You have done certain karma and you have received this whatever result. And we all know that from Bhagavad Gita itself, karma is something, to do karma is something that we have control over, but what karma phalam we might get is not something that we have control over. That is the aspect of daivam. So we leave it to the devatas to give whatever results. So that's where, when you realize that that aspect, the only doing karma is my duty and not of the results, that is that brings that santrupti. So what is Lakshmi? What aspects of Lakshmi you will get which brings happiness? One is beauty. It can be external beauty, or beauty is something that is, having that power to attract or make people give attention to you. All that, that's all beauty. And strength, to have strength. Strength is also an aspect of Lakshmi. Then knowledge is also an aspect of Lakshmi, and health. All these things are aspects of Lakshmi. So we saw that Santosha is a result of Lakshmi, right? Now the opposite of Santosha is Santapa, depression. That let's try to understand. Vidura says, Santapad bhrashyate rupam Santapad bhrashyate balam, Santapad bhrashyate gnanam, Santapad yadhim rachati. So, Santapa, or what we call as sadness or depression, distress, it destroys many things, of which it destroys the very Lakshmi only. A person who is not happy, happiness we saw comes from Santrupti. If someone is not happy with what they have, is being sad, or is in a state of Santapa, they destroy what we call as beauty, Bhrashyate Rupam, Bhrashyate Balam, strength also, Bhrashyate Gnanam, it also destroys Gnanam. It brings Richati, which is disease. That means destroying health. So, Santapa is something that destroys all these things, which is Lakshmi itself. So, Santosha is should be the natural state of people, irrespective of what they are going through. So, when there is Santosha, when there is Lakshmi, there is this quality of Kshama naturally coming in from people. Now, why is that? Where did you get this Lakshmi from? Lakshmi we got from trust, collaboration, and progress. We saw, right? When there is trust, there is collaboration, there is progress, and from progress we develop, and then we achieve whatever material wealth we get. And this is all what that represents. That represents Satyam, right? From Satyam only the trust and all is coming. So the truth, from realizing this truth that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutasha Yasthitah. This truth, when realized, like when we know that in all the beings it is only Paramatma that is staying in various forms, when we realize that, we leave that scope or a chance of forgiveness. We won't be that harsh with the people. That quality of kshama naturally arises. This image represents Yudhishthira and Draupadi, you know, giving that kshama to Ashwathama after killing their children using Brahmastra. They say they forgive him. The kind of one of the biggest forgiveness given. Even when you see Sri Rama is ready to forgive Ravana if he just uh, accepts his mistake and gives back Sita at any point of time. Even at the last moment of the war, he's ready to give that forgiveness and just forget everything. Krishna, we see uh, Shishupala, he gives so many excuses. So even to Duryodhana, Yudhishthira, he's even after so much, even after going through all the Vanavasa, all the insults that Draupadi goes through, everything, even after going through everything, Yudhishthira is ready to just settle for 5 villages and just leave Duryodhana, just forgive him. So, at any point of time, all the great rishis or great people, we have seen that Kshama has been upheld. It is being something that always kept as a choice, first priority. If even after giving that chance of Kshama, it is always out of helplessness that danda has been used. What we call as danda means to punish. Punishment has been used out of helplessness. It's not as a choice, it is out of helplessness. Whether it is killing Ravana or killing Kamsa or even Duryodhana, all this, even Mahabharata war, everything is at any point of time, even Yudhishthira also is ready to forgive. Even Rama is ready to forgive. Everyone is ready to forgive if the person is ready to accept the mistake and just change, just say, okay, I'll not do it anymore. So kṣama is said to be the highest of qualities, and that is one of the principles of Sanatana Dharma. About kṣama, Vidura says a lot of things. A few of them has been collected. Kṣamaika shantiruttama. Forgiveness alone is the highest peace. When kṣama has been chosen, when people can choose to forgive, they can be at peace. Imagine you having a fight with someone and you were not able to forgive. Let's say you were in a position to punish also, and you punish. Even after giving that punishment also, you won't get that peace. First thing is you will achieve a lot of attain something called as Ranana Bandhana, some karma you will get out of it, and then you won't be able to achieve the peace. With kshama, you will be able to stay at peace within yourself. Kshama vashikritar loke. Kshama can subdue everything in the world. With kshama, you can, what we say, usually through war, strength, something is subdued. But it is said that through kshama, you can subdue things. Another thing, soshya dosho namantavyah kshama hi paramam balam. Kshama hi paramam balam. Kshama is said to be the ultimate strength. Kshama guno hyashaktanam shaktanam bhushanam tatha. Kshama is a virtue for the weak. It is a guna, quality, good quality for a weak person. So even for a weak person or whether it is a strong person, kshama is said to be the uh, something that they should be considering. Kshama for a weak is a guna. For a strong, it is an ornament. It is something that is bhushana. So at any point of time, if there is an option of kshama, that is said to be something one should take. That is the one of the principles of Sanatana Dharma. That is also because kshama again is rooted in Satyam, what we saw. Like in every being there is Paramatma, and with that we kshama. When you able to give the kshama aspect, when you don't have that aham me aspect. Okay, the hurt whatever people have done to me, I should punish them. You see this me aspect, I aspect, where you're taking something very personally. Taking something personally means you're taking it as something that is being targeted to you. Like mm, you're considering your own self to be the highest. People, let's say someone might have hurt you accidentally, and you take it very seriously. That means you're having so much of ego in you. So this kshama guna, it comes from not having that ego, having that knowledge and awareness that in every being there is this Paramatma aspect, having that absence of aham, the negative or false ego. That's where kshama is rooted in. So from kshama we get something called as arjavam. We'll see what it is. Arjavam it is something derived from the word raju, which means straight or upright. It means you're being transparent. You're not saying something and doing something like that. Saying what you mean, doing what you say, not manipulating or deceiving. You are perfectly aligned with inner self. You don't have confusion. Like there is no deceiving. Like what happens is often there are aspects where times where people show off things. They show off something that they don't have, like showing off wealth or showing off some kind of quality for no reason, just like that. Some people showing off knowledge or showing off some product or their own achievement, all these things. Sometimes people doing deceiving aspects where saying something or trying to manipulate someone. All these things, they all come in the aspect of opposite of arjavam. But to have arjavam is to be, transparent, pure, being what you are inside and what you are outside. This is what, what we call as aligning yourself with Rita. When this alignment happens, arjavam is something that comes naturally, where you don't really bother what people think or what's there, what uh, world will think, because you are established in the truth. You are established in this aspect. Okay, I came into this world. I have certain karmas to perform. I'll do that and I'll live my life. I don't really bother much about what people think or all these things. So Arjavam is that aspect where you have that strength to be yourself. It is like Satyam in practice. If you put Satyam into practice, that's where the aspect of Arjavam will come in. But to be have that Arjavam, to be able to, uh, true to yourself, show what is real, your own reality, to live with reality, you need something called as Jnanam, knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge means, to know. That's the root word Gna, that's where it comes from. So, what knowledge makes you to be able to follow Arjavam is the knowledge of the world, Loka. Loka does not represent all the worlds and all that is there. Loka simply means what is that aspect of the world which you are experiencing. We don't really know all of the world. We know what we can see and experience. That is the amount of world we are talking about. And what is Loka made up of? This is where, again, in Gita, Lord Krishna says it beautifully. Bhumirapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankara itiyam me bhinna prakritir ashtadha. The world is prakriti. Prakriti is made up of earth, water, all the panchabhutas, the mind, intellect, and the ego, ahankara. This ego is not the ego of the false ego. This ego is something that holds us together, something that says to our own body that this is me. So that is the ego. These are the aspects of the world. This is the knowledge of the world that can bring arjavam, and this knowledge is all together. So all the knowledge of the material world, it all falls into the category of apara vidya. There are two aspects of vidya. One is apara and another is para. So all this knowledge, all the material knowledge that that we learn, like skills or everything that helps us in achieving purusharthas, trivargas mainly, dharma, artha, kama. All this is something that falls into apara vidya, which helps us in achieving purusharthas. So by having this knowledge, one can be straight. They'll be able to be, you know follow the arjavam aspect. There's another aspect of Gnanam which is about the experience. Here we see the loka is being experienced by someone, right? Now, when we start asking questions like by whom, who is the experiencer of this world, loka, that's where another aspect of Vidya comes in, which is Paravidya. This is the Vidya of Brahma, or the Satyam, all the Vedanta aspect. So even whether it is Paravidya or Aparavidya, all this Vidya, it all leads to Mukti only. It's not like Apara is lesser than Para or Para is lesser than Apara. One is greater, one is lesser. No. We saw, right? By achieving Purusharthas also one is able to achieve Mukti. By this knowledge of Brahman also one is able to achieve Mukti. So there is no lesser or higher knowledge. So from this knowledge, one will be able to achieve what is called as Śamam. So this knowledge helps us in achieving Purusharthas. Also, another aspect, this knowledge helps us in achieving the core, what is the called as Brahman, Parabrahma. Whether you achieve Purusharthas or achieve the knowledge of, okay, we will be able to achieve something called as Śamam. Śamam means, that quietness of mind. You are not in the agitation, or your manas is not troubled. You are at peace with your own self. You're not troubled by the uh, let's say you see someone being successful or something being happening in the world, or some desire or something is not troubling you anymore. You are established in your own peace. That comes from the Jnanam we saw, right? With Jnanam you have achieved Purusharthas, or you have achieved something called as the knowledge of Parabrahma. With that you are able to settle yourself in the peace, rest yourself to achieve that peace. That calmness of manas is Śamam. Śamam is one of the Shat Sampattis. There are six Sampattis which are like a precursor to achieve the knowledge of Parabrahma. In Vedanta these are said. And Śamam is one of the Shat Sampattis, and also it is the first of or Shat Sampattis, six Sampattis. With Śamam, one will be able to reach or qualify to know what we call as Brahma Vidya. Now, the next quality, what is this Brahma Vidya even is? Like, it sounds so something to be something so high, so big and all. But Brahma Vidya is something very simple. Simply put, even this also comes from Shiva, Lord Shiva only. Yeah, there is a time in Yoga Vasishtam, Vasishta is explaining various things to Sri Rama. And one time, Vasishta is telling about his own story of visiting Kailasa. So there's a time when Vasishta visits Kailasa, and there he does the darshan of Lord Shiva, and then he asks Shiva, Bhagavan, how should I worship you? What is the best way to worship you? That's what Vasishta asks. And then Shiva says this, Vasishta, see, Lord Shiva is saying, I am present in all the beings at their heart as Atmalinga. In every being, Lord Shiva is present as in the form of Atmalinga. And when you are able to see that my form of Atmalinga and be able to act with kindness towards me, who is present in all the beings, that is what I will consider as the highest form of worship. That's what Lord Shiva says. So Daya, the kindness, kindness is considered to be the highest form of worship one can do. Kindness is the very quality of uh, having the knowledge of Brahma Vidya. If people may say they have this Brahma Vidya, all that, but you cannot know whether they have that knowledge or not. But if they have kindness, they're somewhere closer to the knowledge of Brahma Vidya. Kindness is the aspect that represents the very form of Parabrahma. Daya, the next principle of Sanatana Dharma, it comes from the root word da, which means to give. In the aspect of Daya, Daya is that giving nature of the heart, giving attention, softness, help, and understanding. When there is this Daya aspect, that automatically means people are closer to Parabrahma, or we saw in the beginning that Satyam is said to be the highest dharma, one way. And and another thing that is, something that is held to the highest, that is Daya. The again something that Shiva only says, why Daya is so important. And the same thing that I have said, Lord Shiva says, I'm present in every being in the form of Atmalinga, and worshipping or showing the kindness to other beings in whom I am present as Atmalinga is highest form of worship. Again, Shiva only reiterates. This is from Mahanirvana Tantra. This is what he says: Krite Vishwahite Devi Vishvesha Parameshwari Preeto Bhavati Vishvatma Yato Vishvam Tadashritam. Lord Shiva saying to Ma Parvati, O Devi, O Supreme Goddess, when the welfare of the world is ensured, the Supreme Lord becomes pleased. Preeto Bhavati Vishvatma. For he is the soul of the universe, and the entire world remains steady in his refuge. So that is the importance of Daya, and that is like showing kindness, or Daya is like worshipping the uh, Parabrahma itself. That too, not even like normal worship, it is like highest form of worship. From Daya only we get something. Another aspect of Daya is Dānam. Dānam is to give. So why Dānam is important, and in what aspects of Sanatana Dharma Dānam comes in, is one is by being alive, just by existing only, we all are indebted. We have this, runas to be fulfilled. We all are indebted to rishis, one thing, devas and petrus. Rishis, because you see, today when we wake up, we don't think about, oh, I have to go to hunt some animal, or go in hunt of food, in search of food. We wake up, we have food already stored, we have homes, we have clothes, we have so many things that we have already, what we say, we have created in the world. We live in a very comfortable world. All this is possible because of rishi. Rishi, again, someone who has read Rita and has translated it into dharma and put people into karma, and that karma has brought all the results that we see today. It is Rishi who has built the world. The Rishi is someone who gave the knowledge that makes it possible for the world to progress. So that's why we should be, you know, having that gratitude towards rishis. We are all having the runa to be fulfilled with the rishi. And Devaruna. Devaruna is to the Devatas. Again, Devatas are someone, we saw, as I told, if Agni is able to burn, or Varuna is able to rain, all this is being done. Devatas are someone who is giving the phala to our karmas. In fact, we live in, what we say, in a uh, mutual dependent manner. Like, we depend on devatas, and devatas depend on us. We should be living together. That's what even in Bhagavad Gita also Lord Krishna says, Manushya, Manushya and Devata should be living together. Like, they should be living in harmony with each other. So Devatas are someone who are relentlessly working for us, kind of. So we are all indebted to Devatas. And Pitrus are the ancestors. Like just by taking birth, we are indebted to our parents and the ancestors who brought our parents into the world. So these are the three runas broadly we should be fulfilling or clearing off. If just by clearing of these runas also, one can achieve something called as mukti. How do we clear these runas? Is through pancha mahayagnas. This is something coming from Manu. Do you see in world we naturally find Dānam to be very good thing, right? Irrespective of what religion people follow, or even for an atheist also, Dānam sounds very good. If someone is doing Dānam, people will admire them. It's all coming from from Manu. Manu is the one who said this thing. And Dānam. So today people have to force themselves, or kind of sometimes Dānam is done to show off or something like that, or sometimes Dānam is done to get rid of taxes. But Dānam is something deeply ingrained in the very life of people in the aspect of Sanatana Dharma. It is through these Pancha Mahayagnas. One is Brahma Yagna, uh, another is Deva Yagna. These aspects that that will help in clearing of the Rishirana. One is Rishirana through Brahma Yagna, and through Deva Yagna we'll be able to clear off the Devarana. Deva Yagna is to do the activities related to uh, puja or yagnas, all these things. And then Pitrurana is Pitru Yagna, which is by producing offsprings. That way we can clear off the Pitrurunas one way. Another is by doing Shraddha karmas and all the Pitru karmas. Apart from this, just in the contemporary world, we get a lot of things. So many things are being brought to us, like food itself, or all the things that we luxuries that we enjoy in the world. Like it's all possible through collaboration. So much of collaboration happens between life forms like bhutas, and also between people, the naras. So that's why this also has been put into mahayagnas. One is bhuta yagna, another is nara yagna. Bhuta yagna is to feed animals and all bhutas. Not just feeding them, to take care of them, to take care of the bhutas, because it's not because it's not something that we are doing because we are at a higher level. It's because we are indebted, we are having that runa with them, because they made it possible uh, for us to get, let's say, food or all the things that we have. Another thing is nara. People are building every day. A lot of people, like someone is doing engineering, someone is doing medicine, there's a doctor serving us, there's a engineer serving us, there's a politician serving us. Everyone, just by doing their own work, they are kind of serving entire society only. So we are indebted, we are having the runa to all these people. But how do we, we don't know which farmer has grown our food, or we don't know which engineer has built our mobile phone. We don't know all these things. But by practicing narayagna, that's why narayagna is to treat the atithi. So that's where narayagna comes in. Even if random people, we serve them. We don't say, oh, why should I serve this random person, or who is coming to my home, or why should I uh, donate to this random beggar, or someone who is struggling with life. We don't say that. We just serve, because that comes into the narayagna. That's by doing that we clear off those debts. We clear, just by clearing off the debts alone, you can again achieve the what we call as mukti. So this is the last 11th principle. I'll end with this. There's a verse from again Bhagavad Gita only. Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat gnanadhyanam vishishyate ध्यानात् कर्म फल त्यागात् shantir anantaram. So what Bhagavan is saying is better than mechanical practice. Abhyasam is knowledge. Shreyo hi gnanam. Gnanam is better than just being blindly doing the abhyasa. Better than gnanam is dhyanam. Dhyanam is said to be even better than gnanam. Then even better than dhyanam is said to be renunciation of fruits of action. Karma phala tyagam. Karma phala tyagam is kept at the highest. And dānaṁ is where you are doing that karma phala tyagam. You have done so much of hard work, you have earned so much of money, all that. And then in just a moment, you are just by doing dānaṁ, you are saying, you are renunciating that karma phalam. Whatever you have achieved is your karma phalam, but you are renouncing that. You're saying, okay, I'll let it go. That's where you're bringing in the aspect where you're seeing Parabrahma in another being. So that is again the Dānam here said to be like kind of one of the highest you can do. Highest in a way, it is better than Abhyasa, it is better than even Dhyanam also. So with that we end. These are the qualities, just reiteration. As Lord Brahma says, Satyam, dharmaḥ, tapaḥ, śaucaṁ, santoṣaśca, kṣamārjavam, Jñānaṁ, śamo, Dayā, Dānam, esha dharmaḥ sanātanaḥ. These are the things that are sanātanaḥ, that are eternal, that will bring prosperity in all the times. That is something that should be followed. These are the things that people, whether they know the deep knowledge or meaning of these things, they naturally follow it, because these are all coming from again Brahma, the creator itself. These are all something that is being translated and given to all of the people, not just in the people of Bharat, to all of the Manushyas. Manusya is very descendant of Manu. So it's all coming from the Rishi Manu only. It is something that people follow, whether they know it or don't know it. Sanatana Dharma is something that always exists. That's why it is Sanatana. This is what it also means on a philosophical, or what we say, on a higher level. One is in different forms, this is the same knowledge is being expressed. Eko Vishnur Mahadbhutam, whether we say Eko Vishnur Mahadbhutam, all the entire thing is just Vishnu only, or we say Shivoham, I am Shiva, or we say Anando Brahma, when Ananda is said to be the very form of Parabrahma, or the Mahavakyas when they say Pragnanam Brahma, the knowledge itself is Brahma, or when we say Aham Brahmasmi, the very ego of mine is Brahma, or when we say Tattvamasi, everything is that only, that Parabrahma only, or when we say I am Atma Brahma, my very own Atma is Brahma, or even when we say Tvayaitad Dharyate Vishvam, you are the one that has taken over, someone who is taken over all, or someone who has done the dharana of Vishvam, or Tvayaitat Srijyate Jagat, someone who creates the Jagat, or Tvayaitat Palyate Devi, when we say you are the one who's doing the sustenance or ruling the worlds, Or when we say tvamatsiyante cha sarvada, you are the end and you are everything. It's all, again, everything that we say is something that represents what we have discussed as Sanatana Dharma. Yeah, that's it, people. If you have any questions or you want to ask anything related to the principles that we have discussed, or you have questions where certain things fall under, you might also have questions like, so where is this Jyotisha thing coming in, or where is this Vastu thing coming in, or other aspects. They all, again, everything that we have in the Sanatana Dharma, they all fall into some one or the other aspect of these 11 principles that we have discussed. Yes, any questions or anything you want to ask? Okay, no questions. Okay, thank you so much. You can use this, take a screenshot of this if you want, or I'll send this image in the group, and you can re-look at. I'll share the recording also. You can re-watch it if you want. This thing, these 11 principles are the essence of Sanatana Dharma, and this you can just very confidently say. If someone asks what is Sanatana Dharma, you don't have to, trouble yourself with all the meanings and all the different definitions. This is coming from very Lord Brahma himself. You can just quote this. This is what Sanatana Dharma is. Rishi is the one who knows Ritam. Rishi is the one who can tell about Satyam. So it is only Rishi and no one else. Whatever Rishi work is there, whatever is available for us through Shruti or all this scriptures which are coming from Rishi only, they are the only ones that are, um, that are the source and pramana for truth and nothing else. Even people can be pramana only when they are able to achieve, understand Rita. But it's these days I haven't seen anything like that. But you can try. One way to follow Rita is by following natural cycles. Following the sun to wake up before sunrise, to follow tithis, various activities or rituals prescribed for different tithis, like doing Ganesha Puja on Chaturthi, or Panchami Saraswati Puja, or Ashtami Devi Puja, all those things. By following, or just by aligning yourself with the nature, your food habits, everything else, you can follow Rita. By following Panchangam, you can follow Rita. You can follow Rita. That way, you get closer to understanding these things. Even you may get this thing or read these things from a book also. Then also it might be little difficult to understand. But when you follow Rita, following Rita means to follow Panchangam, you will be able to understand what Rishi is trying to say. So, yeah, Rishi is the one who gets to decide truth, and Rishi walk, which is uh, at the highest, we put Shruti, which is Veda, and everything else that comes after. All that comes in Ashtadasha Vidyas. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Stay connected with Samvad Bharati. We'll make more such sessions.